Hi, and welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today I'm going to be talking again about BIOC. My last DD was on the 15th, and it predicted a pullback, which we've seen. Now, today I'm going to have a little bit of a different view on this, since I'm not doing it right off on what I would have done yesterday, which I would have predicted a pullback. Today I have a bit of better news than I did last time. So, looking into this company itself in general, looking into the charts, it seems to be a good position for me, although it has a bit of red flags. So I want to first go through a bit technical analysis and then give my opinion. If you're holding this might be worth it. Now, first things first, the averages look amazing. The 10 SMA is above the 30 EMA. However, it's a little bit above the 200 SMA, but given this company creates test kits for COVID-19 and we see a resurgence in COVID-19 in the US, this might be a COVID play that might really cash out nicely. Now, looking onto the unbalanced volume, today we've seen a pullback. And from what I've seen from this stock is there's a pattern. So you can see here, you get a bit of a green day, a pullback, and then a green day. Pullback, and then a green day. So what I'm assuming here is within either Monday or Tuesday, this stock might see a green day based on pattern. But that's not alone. You have to look at other indicators. So first things indicator, average directional index is a little bit too high, but it's in a negative, so it's fine because there might be a new trend setting up where it comes in more of an uptrend again, continuing the uptrend. The second thing I'm looking at is the momentum. Now there's a pullback in the momentum, and I've seen these pullbacks before, and it can see a nice reversal later on. When we're looking into the unbalanced volume, there's a lot more bag holders than before, but not as much as on the 18th. So it depends on the hype into this stock. So if it continues to get hype, this won't be dumped right away. So might see a nice green later on early next week, just based on this. Now, we see here a doji star. And this is very important because it sits currently at support, right above a support. You're going to see that into the 1 month play. So you need to first look into a closer timeline. I'll do the 5 hour, 1 hour. Oh, and by the way, here on the MACD, you can see the blue is above the red, and it looks nice, so it might be a nice increase in there, but let's look into the 1 hour. Alrighty. So looking into the 1 hour, we can see that there's a support coming in around 0.78. It has dipped already, and it's kind of more of on a recovery period, which is amazing. Looking into the MACD, we can see that it's already gone to more a negative sense, and if this sees a little bit of an increase in the pre-market on Monday, this might be a really nice runner where it sees another positive part of the MACD that goes onto the positive side. Still here, the 10 SMA is above the 30 EMA on a good level. This hasn't changed, but it's getting a little bit closer. You don't want this to cross, so you need to pay attention for it. In terms of the next support, it's at I would say 0.78 based on here. So 0.78, and the current resistance is sitting somewhere just based on extended market around 0.87. Oh, it's actually just turned to support, so it's playing around there. But I see the stock that it might actually have a really nice jump later on. But let's look into different things here. So first things first, I'm going to go to the moving averages for this stock. Moving averages is a little bit too high, which is a little bit of a red flag, but it's a COVID play, and I've seen it before in March where it has traded a little bit higher above it, but it dipped hard, so you want to make sure you don't catch that dip later on. This is on a 6-month scale, so you don't need to worry about this much here, but more off into this period later on. Now, going to the trend lines, there we go. We can see a nice uptrend that it has seen since 11th of June. And it's been seeing higher ups and lower, higher highs and higher lows. So that's a nice play. Now, in terms of itself trend lines, let me try to draw one using the 1 month, 1 day period. And I would say it's probably, well, that's a Fibonacci retracement. Drawing over here towards the trend line and see if it was to drop, what's the likely drop. Okay, so there's a large gap from the trend line, which is a little bit of a dangerous play, but this is a hype play based on COVID and a COVID play, so might be a little bit of a dangerous level to be in around here, but it's already seen a pullback, so if there's a chance for it to go green again, it would be either on Monday or Tuesday. So if you're holding it, I would suggest holding it till Monday. If you see green, that might be a good time to sell if you're under red. Or if you see a little bit of red, you can average out and then enjoy that ride later on mid next week. Of course, that's given all based on news because this is a news play. Now, going to Fibonacci retracements. Let's see what level we're seeing right now. It's around over here. So we can see that it's currently sitting at a Fibonacci retracements at around 0.86 is the kind of below. So that's kind of sitting at a support. You can see that it's actually following it at some places nicely. So at 23.6, it has seen it as a resistance here. The 0.62, it's seen it as a support before multiple times. Again, 0.69. So the Fibonacci retracement look like it's playing nicely for this one. So I see it bouncing off the 0.86 and not going below it for at least the next day or so. So that's a little bit of overview. So what's my opinion on this stock? They're releasing test kits. COVID is resurging in places, for instance, like Florida, where it's the epicenter now, and places like Texas and California. This might be a really nice place since they're having cheaper kits that offer results within 24 to 48 hours. So there's a lot of catalysts right now, catalysts being COVID numbers being high. So you want to play around that. The only thing you want to make sure of is offerings, because offerings can really hurt a stock, especially if they're increasing and ramping in production. They might think about an offering. The second thing is COVID numbers decreasing again, so that might be a negative catalyst that might dip the stock a little bit. As long as COVID continues to rise and over the weekend, and that's a little bit of a dangerous thing where I don't want to hold something over the weekend, because usually cases in the United States tend to be reported a little bit lower on Sunday, which is something I've noticed week after week that might get some new investors to think that COVID's numbers are decreasing, while in fact the average has been increasing. Overall, I would have loved to get this stock somewhere around 0.80, but I would definitely consider to get it to Monday pre-market somewhere around 0.85. I would look for the pullback, especially in the morning sell-offs. Usually there's a bit of a dip in the morning where I can buy this one here and see it run, but it might actually just gap up into Monday, as I see it happening a few times over where it has gapped a good amount of times. So overall, this would be a nice hold for a couple, 2 to 3 days, and that's just my opinion. Make sure to mention any other stocks you want me to DD in the comments below. You can ask me any questions in comments. I usually reply quickly. Make sure to subscribe if you like this content. Share it if you know someone who can use this information, and drop a like. Have a wonderful day.